Hello, hi, it is I am back. Here we go. So, for today's little video, I wanted to do something very different. We are going to be talking about frustum culling. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Am I pronouncing that right? So what is culling? Culling is a thing that is used in video games and computer games, and it's been around for a good long while. There are many different ways to do culling in a video game. So basically what it is, the simplified way that I can describe it is it's the removal of details and things to allow the game, to allow the system to run smoother. Yeah, pretty much that. Frustum culling, aha! The board is back. Okay, so what we have here is we have the camera. I know, I'm not really good at drawing cameras. I'm sorry about that. So we have the camera right here. The camera is showing this area right here. Beyond this area, there are no trees. But that doesn't mean that there are no trees. It means that as you, the player who's right here, look in this way, you're only able to see these trees. All the other graphics and of trees are not visible. But as soon as you change your angle to maybe like right here, then this new area reveals trees for you. They're not visible if you're not looking at them. So what you can do is you can just then get rid of these trees. Maybe you would keep some of this tree because it's still within that range, but this tree would even go away. And now that your new view is actually this view, you can see the trees populate over here. And it saves on resources. Okay, occlusion culling is a feature that disables rendering of objects when they are not currently seen by the camera because they are obscured, occluded, by other objects. Right now, my delicious sweet tea, right? And we have this pen. So in real life, we see both of them. It's not too taxing to see both of these things right here. But if you were in a video game and you wanted to save on resources, you could make it where bam, now, if I'm angling this, hopefully I am, hopefully you guys are seeing this and I'm not crazy, maybe I'm a little bit crazy, the marker from the top half is seen, but the rest of it is not. And in real life, we both know that the marker is still there. Visually still there, as well as, I'm holding it. In a video game, though, the part of the marker that is not seen might not be rendered. It might not visually be there. And if I do it like this, where I have it like that, then you would not see any of the marker whatsoever. Occlusion culling, making it where you can't see things that aren't really there. So why am I talking about all this kind of, culling kind of things? The point that I want to get at, I don't want this long-winded, is I wonder if the techniques of culling in some ways, as I mentioned, not just visually, but like if you can take them and you can use them in real life. Now, I do not want to make the statement that you should not, you should not care about anything. You could take that from it. It's like, okay, so if you have all this detail and stuff in a video game and it stresses out the system, then if you were to extrapolate that into real life, you might be like, well, if I just do nothing, I get rid of all of these kinds of things over here, then my life won't be stressful and I'll be good. I don't think it works that way. As we talked about before, with the triangle of being motivated, inspired, and performing actions, as well as doing healthy habits and projects and stuff, you still need a workload, kind of like a game still needs its workload to be able to be a good game or to be a good life. But I think there are some things, some minor cases in real life where you could put less details to things. In video games, when a certain image is far away from the main character, the graphics are simplified. You as the viewer can't really tell because you're right here and the graphics are all the way over there. You can't really see them. But they do that to save on resources, to save from stressing out the system. I think we could take that as an example. We could do the same thing in real life. I think it's subjective. I think if you have a pretty decently well-established view on how life is for you, then things that don't really matter, you can not really pay a lot of attention to them. If you are working out a whole lot and you already have like a really good dietary plan going, then you don't even really need to worry about thinking about bad food because you're already eating healthy food. Maybe the furthest extent that you think about eating bad food is if you have a cheat day, but boom, one day in a month, well, bam, you're done. You don't have to think about it anymore. You can just get rid of it. And I think there are some things like that. I think it is not smart to do this on your main projects, especially ones that are really detail-oriented, but maybe some details can be excluded. And why would you want to do this with anything? Because, as I mentioned earlier, it makes, for the video game, the system run smoother. And I am proposing that it does the very same thing to you and me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I look forward to reading them. I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye!